Hey everybody, I felt like doing a little lesson on blues comping. I was doing a gig in Poughkeepsie yesterday afternoon, and there was an open blues jam across the street from the gig, so I decided to stop in and see if I could still play straight ahead blues, because it's been a really long time. I'm mostly playing funk and soul and reggae and learning pop tunes for weddings and working on my own stuff, and I haven't really played straight ahead blues in a while, so I'm really glad I went to that jam. It was super fun. And of course, as in a carryover into today, I've been doing a little practicing on the blues, and there's something really cool that you can do to kind of give yourself some more voicing options for comping underneath singers for the regular standard, just 12-bar blues. So I'm going to do the examples with the quick four, so to say, just to give you, an example. Because there's a little more movement, it's a little more interesting. So I'm going to do blues in the key of E, and basically the discipline and the practice is you play every single chord of the blues with whatever notes in the E Mixolydian scale exist in every voicing in the blues. So your options are pretty much all of the notes in the scale except the 4 and the major third, pretty much, because you're not going to play the home chord. That would be, E7 with an A on top. It's a cool sound, but it doesn't really work for, your everyday blues comping, I guess. And the 4 chord doesn't have the major third in it, which is G sharp in the case of E, so you're not going to put that in. But let's say I comped all the changes, the 1, 4, and 5, with E on top. That's what this would sound like. That's what that would sound like. So that's the 1, 4, and 5 with an E on top of all the chords. The voicings I did were this cool guy, which is 5, 6, 6, 5 from the A to the B string. So basically just an E7 in third inversion. So your flat 7, your D is in the bass. So D, G sharp, C sharp, E. Then we go to C sharp minor 7 flat 5 for our A, which basically spells out an A9 chord. So A7 add 9. C sharp, G, B, E. Back to that first voicing. This is a super awesome voicing to know. Every musician should know this chord, in my opinion. It's such a great sound, and it has so many different uses. And then for my 5 chord, technically the 5 chord doesn't have an E in it, so I do this funky dissonant shape. So it's just a B7 shell voicing. So 7, skip the A string, 7, 8, 5. So B7 shell with that E on top, then back to our C sharp minor 7 flat 5, back to E, E7. Now let's say I wanted to put a D on top of all these chords. That's what this would sound like. Sorry, guitar's a little out of tune. Then what if I wanted to do an F sharp on top? So I'd play E9, A13, right? So on and so forth. Now, let's say you could do a spooky blues with a G on top of every chord if you really wanted to. So B on top. B7, A7. Right? And you could even do C sharp if you wanted. Right? So on and so forth. And you can just practice that in all 12 keys, putting different notes on top. And then eventually you just have a bunch of different options for voicings from the key of the blues that you're playing in. And then eventually you wind up with something like this. Let's say we're doing a jazz blues, right? Wind up getting to a place where you can do something like that, where you can walk bass, have different chords with different voicings on top. But yeah, just practice playing the 1-4-5 with one note on top of every single chord. See what you come up with. Feel free to ask me questions. See y'all soon. Happy practicing. Peace out. Take care.